Hi, my name's Chris Mulvihill, and I'm the Associate Dean of Students here at Lehigh University. Part of my job is to supervise the student conduct process, including cases that involve sexual harassment and sexual misconduct. In cases in which a student is accused of violating the student code of conduct, I'm responsible for ensuring that a fundamentally fair process is used to determine the outcome of the case. This includes cases that involve sexual harassment or sexual misconduct. Once an investigation is concluded and the involved parties have reviewed the final report and been given a chance to provide an impact statement, all the personally identifying information is removed from the report. An example of that is instead of a person's name, it'll say complainant or respondent or witness one. This is done to ensure that the people resolving this case are basing their decisions on the facts, not who the participants are. When the Office of Student Conduct and Community Expectations receives the final redacted report, we pull together a panel of 3 trained faculty and staff members who are given the report and called together to review it. When they're reviewing it, they can ask to speak to the investigators, and they may also request that the investigators gather additional information. After that, they will render a decision about whether the accused student is responsible for violating the student code of conduct. Decisions in these cases and all student conduct cases are based on what we call a preponderance of evidence. This means that when all of the information is reviewed and evaluated, if it is more likely than not that the accused student is responsible, they'll be found responsible. Another way to look at this is that if more than 50% of the credible evidence points to the accused student's responsibility, they'll be held responsible. When the panel finishes their deliberation, they'll write out why they made this decision. We call this a rationale. And they will notify the Office of Student Conduct and Community Expectations of their decision. If the panel determines that the accused student is not responsible for any violations, the accused student and the complainant will be notified of the outcome. If the panel determines the accused student is responsible, they will also provide the conduct officer with proposed sanctions or remedies. The conduct officer will then notify the complainant and the accused student of the findings and provide them with an opportunity to provide an additional written statement that the conduct office will utilize when considering and finalizing the outcomes in this case. Once the conduct officer has the sanction statements and a final sanction and remedy, a rationale will be developed and both the complainant and the accused student will be notified of the outcome. In cases involving sexual misconduct or sexual harassment, both parties are given the ability to file a written appeal. If appeals are filed, then the Disciplinary Appeals Committee meets to review the appeal and either refers the case back for a new hearing or modifies the sanction if an appeal is granted. This entire process is meant to be fair and as transparent as possible to everyone involved. I can assure you that you will be treated with respect and courtesy during this process, and you will be kept informed about the steps as clearly as possible and as permissible by law and policy.